Hi guys, my name is Kimmy from the Bears of the Library, and today we're going to be making our take and make Shrinky Dinks. So in your kits, you should have gotten, two pieces of Shrinky Dink paper. One has holes in them to make some for keychains, and this one's kind of just a regular one to make whatever you like. You should have gotten a couple pages of some fun ideas. I just printed just random things that I thought were cool looking. So I added maybe a couple pages of those. I should have gotten some keychains, a pack of colored pencils, and where's my parchment paper? And I don't know where I put it, but I'm gonna get a piece. Oh, there it is, of parchment paper. Okay. So I'm gonna pull you guys down. This project, you really don't need too much instructions. I'm just gonna show you kind of how to do it. For this, you kind of just draw your own thing, so there's nothing really putting pieces too much together and everything. So I'm gonna pull you guys down to show you what I am doing. Okay, so you can kind of see what I have right here. So I'll give you a couple pieces of paper, and you can trace what you want, or you can either just draw what you want. I have this really kind of lame one. I was trying to use an extra piece that I had. And just I heart you on there, so you can either just draw your own or you can trace. So when you have this paper, you can see it's kind of frosted and cloudy. That's because this paper is meant for color pencils. If you have permanent markers, you can use permanent markers. You can also use acrylic paint, but I wouldn't go too crazy with it. So either permanent markers, if you have them, something like a Sharpie, or the color pencils I provided you with work perfectly fine. I made a couple already. They kind of look like this, and they came out really cute. So first, you're gonna take your paper and you feel the paper. One side is smooth and this other side is scratchy and rough. You want the scratchy, rough side. You're gonna be coloring on that because it's gonna capture the colored pencil into it. That's why it's rough, because it's meant for mostly color pencils. Like I said, you can use markers on it as well. So you're gonna have the rough side up. You can feel the difference. One side's glossy, one side's rough. That side, the rough side's gonna be face up, just like that. And then you're gonna take it, I'm not gonna trace anything, I don't wanna waste this paper, but then you just trace your design on what you want and everything, and then you cut it out. Same with this one. The ones that I poked holes in it already, I poked them for you, just so, I'm gonna turn my, no, it's getting too hot. I poked some holes in these for you, just so if you didn't have a hole puncher, because I know I don't have a hole puncher at home, that you can use it for keychains and everything. So just line the hole up with your design, whatever design you do. Make sure you don't cut the hole off when you're cutting your picture out. So this one I already cut out. I'm going to show you a tip as well. So you can either cut really close to the designs and get really close, but when you cut it, sometimes it leaves like a little white mark right there, just because this is kind of like a plastic. So it's up to you if you want to get close. Sometimes it works. You might not like it. You might like it like that. Whatever. It's up to you. But I'm just going to cut kind of close to it. So when you're designing it, really make it different, make it unique. Think about different designs, look up different designs online. Maybe if I could take this and I can cut the eye, the heart, and the U, and this can be like you can hand them up between 3 friends and make them like a keychain rings for like a best friend thing. So you can either make, even if you want to make like a best friend one, you can do that, cut it in 2, be creative with it. Look up ideas on Pinterest or online. You can make earrings, you can make necklaces, or the keychains. Maybe try something 3D, maybe make a house or something. Be very creative with it, or just do whatever you want. You can either draw your own things, like I said, or trace. Just be creative with it. You have 2 pieces of paper and everything. So you can initially see, let me find that these pictures look really big. So this paper I traced, and then I cut this out, and this is the Shrinky Dink I did. Look at this, the size difference in the 2. So you can, if you draw it on your paper small, it's gonna come out really small. So you can see the size difference. This size turned into this. So make sure it's kind of a bigger size, so it's not too eeny weeny. If you want a tiny one, you can try a tiny one. That's a good idea as well. If you want to see what it looks like and everything, go ahead, try it, knock it out. Knock yourself out. So I'm gonna put those papers away. So when you're cutting these, I'm gonna give you one more tip as well. The sides are really pointy, and sometimes when they shrink, they can be really pointy. You can always round them off by taking your scissors and just making them like round. Just so I don't poke myself if I use this for a keychain or for something. I'm just doing this very quick and messy, so don't use my messy, quick skills. So just take your time and do everything. So once you have that, once you have your designs and everything, you can make a couple and then put them in the toaster oven at one time, or you can put them one at a time. It's up to you and what you want to do. So I have a toaster oven here, and I'm going to show you what it looks like as well. When you're using your toaster oven, my toaster oven right here is a craft oven. So mine's made for crafts. It doesn't get too hot on the outside. Your regular toaster oven that you have at home will get hotter. Just be careful, use an oven mitt. Mine's a craft oven, so I don't have an oven mitt with me, but use an oven mitt when you're handling the toaster oven as well. And also you might need like a spatula or something so you can pull out your Shrinky Dinks and all that. So I'm gonna open this up. So my tray comes out, and mine has a protector. So usually yours, I'm gonna close this right here. Usually your toaster oven will probably have a tray in there or something, and that's when you use the parchment paper. So once you have the tray, you're just gonna put the parchment paper down, and then you're gonna put your Shrinky Dinks on it, and then you can't even see it going. You put your Shrinky Dinks on your parchment paper, and then you can put it in your toaster oven on the tray, depending on what you have. This might be too much, this might be too little. You can cut this. I don't care what you do with the paper. So once you do it, you're gonna put your Shrinky Dinks right on your paper, or depending what type of toaster oven you have, and all that. My toaster oven is really hot. It just dinged. So to preheat, before we do that too, to preheat your toaster oven, you're gonna have to do it at 325, and you'll see your Shrinky Dinks shrink super fast, and you wanna make sure they lay flat out, and I'll talk about that when we put it in there. If you don't have a toaster oven by any chance, you can't do this project. No, I am just kidding. You can do it in like a regular oven that you bake in and everything. You can do it in a conventional oven. Just preheat it to 325, and then you have to bake it for 1 to 3 minutes until the piece is flat. So I'm gonna throw this in now. I have like a protector on here, so I'm just throwing mine on. You're gonna put your Shrinky Dink in. The side that you colored on is up. So the rougher side is up and the smoother side is down. Just remember that, because it might stick to, and you might lose some of the color on your design. So the side that you colored on stays up. So I'm gonna throw that right there. I think you guys can see it. You wanna make sure your toaster oven is preheated before, then it will take super long for it to shrink if it is not preheated. So then you're gonna wait for it to warm up, because it's the warmth of the toaster oven is making it small and baking it. So if you can see, it's shrinking down. Sometimes if your pieces are longer, the two opposite ends might stick together, and you don't want that. So if you see that, open it up, use a pencil or your spatula to kind of separate it. It is a little bit moldable when it's warm, but it's warm, so be very careful inside this toaster oven. It is hot. I'm warning you now, it is hot. Please watch what you're doing and pay attention to what you're doing. If you don't feel comfortable doing it by yourself, please ask a parent. They can help you with it later. Draw all your Shrinky Dinks, and then you can do it with your parent later. So my Shrinky Dink is almost done, so it kind of crumpled up. I don't know if you could see it a little bit. It crumpled up kind of together, and then it flattens out, and then you gotta wait until it's all the way flat. My ends are a little bit curled still, so I'm gonna wait a little bit longer. They're flattening right now, you can see, until it's basically completely flat. By any chance if it keeps a little bit of a curl, you just can take it out and you can flatten it. Once you take it out, don't touch it. It is super hot. It is like a plastic that's warmed. It's hot. And there's a ding. I'm gonna pull mine out. Mine comes out, so don't do it. So you can let it sit, keep the open. If you have a tray, you can take the tray out with oven mitts on and then put it aside and everything. I'm just gonna pull this out with my scissors. That's what it kind of looks like, and look how small it is compared to what we put it in. So look at the video like 5 minutes ago, how big it was, and now look how small it is. So you're gonna let that cool down and everything, and then you can take it off. And then if you have it as a keychain, you can just add the end of your keychain to it as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys have fun with your Shrinky Dinks, and you should definitely send me pictures or comment and show me your Shrinky Dinks. Okay, thank you and have a good day, and good luck with school that's coming up. Bye-bye.